Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. Residents of upscale Martha's Vineyard are in a panic after several buses dropped off illegal immigrants from Florida.
911, what's your emergency?
Yes, there are brown-looking Latinx people outside my 20,000-square-foot seaside home, and they aren't even carrying leaf blowers,
said a terrified Mavis McWhite to the dispatcher.
They aren't even holding as much as a rake. They're up to no good. I'm scared. Please send help.
Early reports from one of the wealthiest zip codes on Earth indicate that approximately 50 people from countries south of the equator are striking fear in the hearts of local oligarchs, movie stars, and millionaire politicians who reside there.
It was so inconsiderate for DeSantis to ship these dark-skinned people up to our neighborhood without the tools they need to maintain our multi-million-dollar properties,
said Town Council member Pam Karen Cindy.
What else are they going to do all day? Just despicable.
The Hispanic immigrants who currently work as landscapers and house servants in Martha's Vineyard for minimum wage are organizing a demonstration to protest the arrival of new Hispanic immigrants who will work for even cheaper. Meanwhile, Barack and Michelle Obama have ordered their staff to immediately begin building cages to house the influx of foreign nationals. With inflation and consumer prices continuing to skyrocket, Democrats in Congress have proposed a brand new Inflation Reduction Act to combat the inflation brought about by the first Inflation Reduction Act. The gathered press reportedly threw their press badges in the air and cheered the heroism of the noble Democrat congresspeople. The Inflation from the Inflation Reduction Act will spend an additional $3 trillion, which is expected to keep the economy from collapsing until after the 2022 midterms. Sources say a third of the funds will go to Ukraine, with the rest going to solar panels in China, congressional pay raises, and 92 million new heavily armed IRS agents. Democrats say they're already looking to next year by drafting the Inflation from the Inflation Reduction Act. Americans began to worry as the White House hosted a star-studded party with the theme, "We are not currently being nuked by China." Guests included the Property Brothers, television actor Elizabeth Warren, and the corpse of James Taylor. Popular party attractions included the "There is no need for iodine pills" hayride and the "China did not cripple our defenses with a cyber attack moments ago" corn maze. Reporters asked White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre if America was currently being nuked by China.
Well, we'll have to, that's not exactly how it's been perceived, because with China and Psaki, where are you? The thing is, I'm a black gay immigrant.
As if timed perfectly, an aide wearing a fluffy bunny costume jumped in front of the journalists and pointed them toward the "No, our president did not eat the nuclear codes" carousel. At airtime, people reported objects flying through the sky that looked an awful lot like Jen Psaki has started at a completely new job where she will be doing the exact same thing she's always done by acting as a mouthpiece for the Biden administration. Psaki says she's excited to try something new while also changing nothing at all.
I just have butterflies in my stomach. It's also new and different here,
said Jen Psaki walking into the MSNBC offices.
I feel like I don't know what to say. I guess I'll just do what I always do and spin the news to run cover for Democrats. That's what I was hired for, right?
Psaki said she was pleased she didn't even have to change out her badge, as scanning the one from her old job allowed her to walk right in and get to work.
I will have to get used to mindlessly reading from a teleprompter instead of mindlessly reading from a 3-ring binder. But I am excited that I don't have to worry about getting my hair sniffed constantly.
Mike Lindell, the CEO of MyPillow, had his cell phone seized by the FBI this week. The FBI is pursuing subpoenas on additional data and documents from the MyPillow guy, but has been unable to breach his MyPillow fort thus far.
"We're besieging Mr. Lindell, but we have not accounted for the patented interlocking foam filling being so difficult to penetrate,"
said Special Agent Bob Jansen to reporters outside the MyPillow guy's fort.
"This fortress of mattress toppers, Giza Dreams bed sheets, and pillows have formed a barrier we've been unable to breach."
So far, Lindell has held off the armed guards with one-time free gift pop-up ads, followed by a round of invitations to join the MyPillow mailing list. Sources say Lindell is pacing inside the fort wearing night vision goggles and preparing his arsenal for a MyPillow fight.
He's even wearing armor made from a MyPillow bathrobe over MyPillow formal pajamas and MyPillow slippers, all textured for maximum comfort. This won't be easy.
Critics have contended that Mr. Lindell may risk being indicted for bribery if he offers a MyPillow to the agents, but even Lindell's harshest critics have not been able to disprove his claim that MyPillow products are, quote, "the most comfortable you will ever own." At airtime, AG Merrick Garland was forced to tie another string around his finger to remind him to investigate the Biden family's corrupt dealings with Chinese companies, as he had forgotten again. After another video was released showing the Dark Jedi force-choking a suspected Jedi Mon, Dark Lord of the Sith Supreme Darth Vader has been jailed on suspicion of excessive use of the Force. A video went viral showing Vader raising his hand and force-choking a suspect before violently flinging him into a wall. The suspect was subdued, but Vader showed no mercy, force-pushing metal beams and other crates toward the victim, who had been accused of being a Jedi and resisting arrest under Order 66.
The brutality of the Galactic Police Force is on full display in this video,
said one activist appearing on Face the Empire, a popular weekly show on the Galaxy News Network.
At this point, it's not just a few bad apples in the Empire. The problem is clearly systemic.
This isn't Vader's first incident, as a workplace violence report had been filed while he was stationed on the Death Star, claiming he had used excessive force against prisoners, enemy combatants, and even co-workers, seemingly at the slightest provocation.
You could just say one little minor quip about his religion, and he gets really aggressive. I knew something wasn't right with that guy. Once I saw him murder an officer for one small error. Well, that and his black suit and the creepy breathing thing. Anyway, yeah, he just creates a really toxic workplace.
The Daily Wire has announced that in response to Disney's continued race swapping in movies, they will now be returning the favor and making their own race-swapped Disney movies. Now they're officially making their own version of Black Panther starring Ben Shapiro.
Wakanda forever, gang. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, of course, that if a man indeed could become both a Panther who is black as well as a lawfully decided king of Wakanda, then essentially that would be me, folks. It's really not that hard.
The Daily Wire explained that if it's now okay and doesn't matter that Ariel in The Little Mermaid is black, then it shouldn't be any different for a white man to be Black Panther. According to sources, the movie will feature other race swaps as well, such as for the villain Killmonger. Formerly played by Michael B. Jordan, he will now be played by Daily Wire host Michael J. Knowles.
I'm not particularly amused by these persistent and pervasive attacks from this alleged Killmonger and his continued attempt to undermine my throne and kingdom, okay, gang? How this dolt even get in Wakanda? Much less, why should we suffer to listen to what he has to say? You would require significantly better, much more sophisticated villains to defeat me. That's why you should use code PANTHER, that's P-A-N-T-H-E-R, today with ZipRecruiter.com. And maybe then you might hire someone who could actually challenge my throne.
The film has been met with heavy criticism and backlash, but this has not stopped the Daily Wire team from moving forward. They promised that for every race-swap diversity hire in Hollywood that they will now greenlight 2 more Black Panther sequels starring Shapiro. In order to both prod the human population as a whole to sample alternative food sources, as well as capitalize on the annual fall craze, officials at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland unveiled their plan to introduce new pumpkin spice-flavored crickets.
I continue to believe the future of the human race depends on finding more sustainable and not at all disgusting in any way sources of food,
said Gustav Weisenheimer at a press conference announcing the new flavor.
And while crickets are wonderfully delicious by themselves, we wanted to do something very special for the fall season.
Officials are eagerly awaiting word regarding the public's response while simultaneously denying the allegations that they are actually producing crickets because they are the favorite food of a cabal of secret lizard people overlords ruling the world behind the scenes. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at BabylonBee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.